Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a beautiful day here on Vancouver Island. We're having a really lovely spring with unseasonably warm weather here. And I have been sketching outside my backyard, finding time to go down to the park and sketch. And so I want to share with you some sketchbooks that I purchased a month or so ago. And I want to show you the ones that are new to me and then some of my favorites and inside those sketchbooks and why I like them. So check it out. First up, I have this Stillman Burn sketchbook. This is for mixed media. It's a heavyweight paper. It's part of their Nova series, and it's beige tone, so it's this kind of brownish paper. I love working on brown paper bags, so I thought having a whole sketchbook filled with brown paper would be perfect for me. It says that it's for dry media, light wash, and ink. 46 pages, 5.5 by 8.5. And it's a soft cover. So far, the only exploration I've done in this one is with white pen. I believe this was with my Uniball Signo pen, and it's really nice to draw on, nice smooth surface, and I like the way the white looks on the brown paper. I think black is gonna look great too, and I plan to explore with Neocolor pastels as well. I like the shape of the book. You know, you can orient it this way to do some landscapes or portraits. So that's a new one that I'm excited about. The Nova series also includes one called Nova Trio. I couldn't find it online available in Canada at this point, but the Nova Trio would have the brown paper and gray paper, gray tone, and I believe black as well. So you would have 3 sections in the sketchbook with different kinds of paper, which would be really cool. Next up is a drawing book. This is the Handbook Journal Company, which is produced by Speedball. This is their little drawing journal. It is 5.5 by 5.5 inches square. I love a square format. This one is my newest one. It's green. I wanted to be able to show you the cover. It's the exact same book as the blue one that I've been working in, so I'll show you what the pages are like. It's slightly off-white paper, which may or may not appeal to you. A little bit creamy. You can see my desk is a bright white, and this is a little bit cream colored. I use this for drawing. It is advertised as a drawing paper, so you can do pen work and ink work in it. I push the boundaries a little bit by doing some collage work in it, but nothing too wet. Here's one with a heavier collage page. I mean, it's not many layers. I just have a jelly print here and then some other layers of paper here, lightweight and tracing paper, some writing, pencil crayon, and ink here. But I feel like it can take a little bit of layering without too much buckling. And then I've also played around with ink and watercolor to see how it would handle that. So this is just watercolor paint. I was using Neutral Tint by Daniel Smith and playing around with this line work. So no big washes in this book. It's just for light work like this. This is a light wash here, but I didn't, cover very much of the page with the wash, and then dark pencil crayon and Posca paint pen. So this book's great travel size as well as just around the house. I like the way that it closes up. It's got a nice bookmark here, and I feel like it's a great journal to have around. And I simply bought a green one so that I'd know which year was which one. Also by the Handbook Journal Company are these watercolor sketchbooks. So I've recently purchased this one. I think the shape is really cool. This is 300 GSM watercolor paper. There's 60 acid-free pages in this notebook. So this is the larger version of it that I really have been enjoying. I'll show you a few pages from that. So this is a finished painting. I taped the edges. I'm usually using washi tape to tape the edges, and I thought that the paper performed really nicely. I was using a granulating paint up here, and I like the way the texture worked on this paper. A tiny bit of buckling, but I think it's reasonable. Another watercolor one, some light washes. And then, let's see. This is watercolor with some salt technique on it. And then some Neocolor, so I feel like the paper is thick enough that I can press hard into it with a drawing tool, and it takes several washes. So this one's great. I also really love the look of the linen cover and the feel of it. Again, it has the elastic here to keep the book together. And so far in my new one, I have just done one painting, and I think it lends itself so nicely to a panoramic landscape, so that's what I did. I taped off the edges with washi tape, and I just love the way that this one turned out. It's got a little hint of gold here on the horizon, and I was just going for a really West Coast feel. This is sort of typical of my little landscape paintings. So it took a nice wash, a couple layers here. I also used a brush to to lift some of the paint here, and I didn't have any trouble with the paper. I mean, it wasn't a lot of scrubbing and lifting, but you can see where I lifted and the paper performed wonderfully. So I think I'll be using this for a lot of landscapes, and I also thought if I turn it this way, it would look really beautiful with trees or other botanicals, a really neat orientation. So another great book for you to explore. As I continue to paint in them, I'll be sure to show you my results.